Now, America has a weird tipping system. Tipping is a really good way to show that you're very grateful for someone's service and everything, but it's kind of gotten weird because like it went from someone showing some gratitude to like corporate greed really really quickly. Now, I am very aware that it's a United States thing, but one thing that does kind of interest me is that like other countries do not do this, and there's also other countries that consider tipping to be extremely rude. And I have worked for tips many times, at some jobs. I did a delivery driver for DoorDash, also did Walmart Spark, like I said. And also, I actually did an actual food running job working as a runner at Topgolf, like I've said in the past. And I'm not going to lie, one thing I've noticed about all these is that the tipping system's gotten extremely greedy, and it's gotten even worse than it was. Like for anyone that gives me any tips whenever it's someone during my gig jobs or someone donating some money on YouTube, which is kind of crazy to me. Like I'm very grateful for it, but I hate it when people's turn attitudes have turned the tipping system into something they completely rely on, and also someone who gets really snobby and obnoxious. And there's a lot of waitresses and waiters that act this way, and I find this shit really fucked up and concerning. Like, I never understood why people get really snobbish about tips to begin with. Like, I get it, you need to make a living and everything, but at the end of the day, you did sign up for something that involves the boss basically stiffing you and only paying you like $2.50 an hour, which is absolutely outrageous because like that shit should be actually illegal. And I'm very aware that this is not very new; it's always been a thing. But the fact that so many people act so entitled to other people's money during the tipping system, I find that shit is wild. Now, don't get me wrong, man. I'm not one of those snobbish people that stiffen motherfuckers only because, I didn't get like the greatest quality service because, most people are trying to make a living and everything. But damn, man, the fact that the system's gotten away with it for so long is not good, not a good thing at all. And the mentality behind the whole thing absolutely makes no sense to me because there's fast food workers that serve food and do almost something similar. And they even have runners themselves and shit. Because I work at fucking fast food right now, but yet no one like bats an eye when they don't get tipped or nothing. Like it just makes no sense to me. And yes, I do understand that they get paid an hourly wage, but there's also jobs where people do get paid like a decent hourly wage and they get tipped on top. Like that shit is also crazy. And those motherfuckers will also be acting entitled about tips. Like at the end of the day, man, it's all about, gratitude, and appreciation. And another thing that also makes no sense is that the people get fucking shitted on for e-begging on the internet. So why do people not get shitted on for being entitled about a tip? Yes, they're technically working and everything, but at the end of the day, like I said, they did sign up for it. And this is coming from someone who has clearly worked for tips, and I still don't agree with everything that's gone on with this system. It's also really messed up of how the customers actually look down at these workers too, and they start treating them like it's a fucking person trying to get like a goldfish or something in a pond. It's terrible because like those people are just trying to make an honest living as well. So I can kind of see both sides of the coin. But in reality, it's not the workers' fault at all. Those people are just trying to make money. It's also the fucking system itself is also just messed up, and I think it should be just abolished in my opinion. But I know it'll never will because it's been going on for way too long. What honestly also blows my mind is now a lot of companies are also stealing people's tips, which is crazy because people are trying to tip the driver a nice tip, to be generous, and then there's companies like DoorDash like stealing people's tips, and they're going through lawsuits and everything for it right now. And the sad part is, dude, it seems like they always keep they're so big now that they just don't care. And another thing too, I never really understood is like why is it when like someone gives me a transaction, they flip their iPad over and wants me to give them a nice tip? Like, bro, I get it that it's just a transaction, but like just because you spun your iPad around does not mean I'm going to give you a tip just for that. I still will tip, waitresses and waiters and everything, but fuck, I am not tipping the goddamn cashier, dude, that just flipped my iPad around. That shit is just absurd and goofy. Also, to those customers that tip bait drivers when they're trying to deliver them food, man, like why the hell would you do that? Like that's another thing I'm also talking about too, is that them tip baiters, dude, them little fuckheads, dude. I've had a few of those. I'm like, why would they even give the customer an option to even do that shit? Like I get it because quality of service and stuff, but man, there's a lot of people that also abuse that crap. But if you want to fix that problem, just get a different job. It is what it is, I guess. I remember trying to have a decent debate with my mom about the tipping system and everything, and how much I just don't agree with it, despite working for it, right? And she was like getting all defensive and shit, and getting all weird, saying, "Well, just don't eat out, and don't do this, don't do that." But another thing too, I don't understand is that we should be tipping the chefs that also cook the food, because yes, the runners and the waitresses do run them the food, but why don't people ever tip like the chefs or something? Because I feel like those people who work really hard to make that food taste good deserve some type of recognition and some type of tip as well, if they could give them that option. But it just, like I said, it doesn't really make sense. But at the end of the day, man, do not mistreat like the workers that are trying to work an honest living, that are not acting entitled about this. Because just because a small minority of waitresses and waiters are acting this way, including my own mom sometimes, yeah, don't mistreat them and stiff them because of a fucked up system, you know. And yes, the job market really is bad, but I just, like I said, just don't take it out on the actual employees, because most of the time, man, it is not their fault. But one thing I also do not agree with about the tipping system is that some people believe that you must tip 20% no matter how good the service is. That I disagree. Like, if someone was actually being a complete shithead, you know, not being a respectful employee and just being completely terrible with the service, I think they should be at least get way lower tips, like, you know, because without getting like criticized or, you know, getting fucking shitted on, because, you know, those type of workers definitely deserve some type of backlash and some, you know, something to learn from the future, because, you know, those people are the ones who probably don't deserve to get stiffed, and the ones who do get stiffed for no reason. And you know what? At the end of the day, man, people just fucking suck. Anyways, everybody, thank you guys so much for listening to me. What are your guys' thoughts about tipping culture? Do you guys really agree with it? Do you not? If not, just let me know in the comment section below. And also, feel free to let me know about your experiences, man, because the tipping culture, there's a lot of different experiences I've met with people, and some of them were either a mixed bag of good and bad. And to anyone that's really kind and everything, that's donated me some money for support for the channel, or just left me a fucking thanks in the comment section before on last video, now that was unexpected and everything. Thank you guys so much for being super generous, because I don't expect any of y'all to give me money like that, man. And I find that shit really, really crazy that people are willing to do that still. This year in general has been very good with me, with this channel, and all the community and everyone that's been cooperating with me, and all the new people I've met through Discord and everything. It's really awesome, man, and I thank you all so much for watching me and everything. Just remember, guys, even though you never know what someone's going through, you know, always be kind to others no matter what, until like they give you a reason not to be. That's my kind of lingo. But yes, I'll see you guys later, and I'll see y'all in the next one.